Hello and welcome to Task 6, where we will be discussing the role change from teacher to student-led learning experiences and investigating the power of the phrase, "I don't know." Students tend to view teachers as having the ability to factually answer any question they throw at us. I was once asked if I could explain Stephen Hawking's theory about time travel. I looked it up once, and honestly, I didn't understand the first two sentences, let alone retain the gist to be able to explain his brilliance to my students. Although I wish we did have the superpower to be knowledgeable of all things academic, teachers are tragically limited to the same brain capacity as that of our fellow humans. However, it's not often that we say the phrase, "I don't know," to our students. We tend to squash questions that don't align with our daily lesson, and for the lessons that are on topic, we are usually prepared. Upon hearing this elusive phrase from any teacher, many students tend to experience a certain amount of shock. But in order to encourage students to take on the responsibility of student-led learning, teachers must show them that they cannot rely on a single source, mainly the teacher, for the answer to all of their questions. The success of problem-based learning depends on the educator stepping back into the role of a facilitator rather than the gatekeeper of knowledge. In this digital era, information is directly accessible to the student, and by the teacher continuing to assume this gatekeeping role, we're hindering our students' development of problem-solving skills. It can sound like a nice break to place the responsibility of learning on a student for any teacher. But what does being a facilitator actually mean? What does it look like? Well, it simply means that you will be there to gently encourage your students to explore within parameters we set earlier. It is to answer student questions with a guided question of your own. It doesn't sound like a definitive answer. When opening the gate to allow students to explore and construct knowledge, your job will be to give students a gentle nudge in the right direction, to keep them on task and manage misbehaviors, and plan lessons that use engaging problems that pique students' interest and are relevant to their current situations. You will not be standing in the front of the class lecturing. You'll be quietly moving from group to group or individual to individual, listening to the dialogue of exploration, hearing the questions, addressing frustrations with encouragement, redirecting students moving out of bounds, and fostering curiosity with celebration and reassurance. Lastly, problem-based learning requires that we change the way we speak. Rather than simply stating a phrase that ends in no answer, "I don't know" should be extended to initiate the learning process with "I don't know, but let's find out." By allowing students to see the teacher in less than expert positions, yet actively engage in modeling for students that their question is worth excitedly investigating, we can impact their ideas on what it means to be a lifelong learner. This shift is paramount for students' problem-solving development. A question should be answered, and the answers are the product of an investigation. So what now? You have a couple of questions to answer. What question do you have about problem-based learning? And in true problem-based learning form, I'm not going to answer it. Instead, how are you going to find the answer on your own? Good luck with your inquiry and happy